y'all? Thanks for joining me again. Today we're going to be doing something different. We're going to be somewhat restoring a old 1980s Peavey cab. If you've ever played any heavy metal, hard rock, extreme music, whatever, you've seen one of these cabs on stage. Also familiar with the band The Locust. Justin Pearson also played one of these as well. This is a 215. I got it from my buddy Danny Harris. Shout out to Danny. And he just gave it to me because he, has too much stuff and just basically, figured I could do something with it. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. It's a punk cab. It's, made for extreme music, made for grind. It's not supposed to be pretty, as, Peavey is known to be. It's roadworthy. Definitely road worn, but still has plenty of life in it. So I was able to get some old stock Eminence speakers off of Parts Express. Shout out to Parts Express to remove those ratty DJ speakers, and then got some casters to put on the bottom to at least make it more maneuverable because it's super heavy, super stiff of a cab. And then we're gonna paint it up, rewire it, put in a new jack, because it's definitely needing of it. And then just really gonna clean it up, do probably like a quick spray paint job, honestly. At least restore the colors back to what they were supposed to be. Clean up the Tolex, spray paint the grill front, at least get this back to being a removable Baffle cover. And then take off these aluminum strips and spray them silver again. Not doing any Tolex repair, nothing like that. It's supposed to be a cheap, quick cab that sounds good and blasts when you turn it on. So that's exactly what it's gonna be. Thanks for joining me this time, and let's get it going. We got the removable grill cover ripped off. We're gonna have to repair this corner here. Probably just caulk it up, to be honest. And then spray it really quick, make sure it's secure. Re-nail it a little bit, but that's pretty much it for that. And then we're gonna clean up this stuff here and remove these speakers. All right, here's the cab after some paint and removal of the cover. Just did a quick coat of paint. To me, for a DIY grind cab, extreme metal, punk, whatever, cab, it's great. Especially, it's going to be pretty low priced. So, especially with brand new speakers in it, it's going to scream. It's going to sound great, and it's going to serve the new owner well. But this is one of those deep ported cabs in the middle. Sometimes I believe the D cabs, the PVD cabs, had a vent on the side, I want to say. And then put the new casters on there. A lot of the mistake I see people leaving either the original casters on or replacing them with some small plastic 1-inch, casters. These are heavy duty plastic, durable, rubberized, I believe. So 2-inch, they're giving it a great height. And if you wanted to ground the cab, you can always put it on the side. It has feet for that. You know, these are perfect for stacking on top of each other, by the way. But yeah, the casters, they definitely make a huge difference in a DIY setting. You know, I played many of streets, many in cobblestone places, upstairs, downstairs, you name it. You know, I played everything, and you gotta have durable cabs, and you have to have durable casters to get through those times. So we're going to continue forward, and hopefully we're going to be able to replace this baffle. All right, guys, this is the front baffle. I'm just using the speakers to keep it flat while I repair it. Getting it just to this state was a total pain. There was a bunch of split ends on these corners, a bunch of staples, nails, whatever, you know, XYZ. So even just this, I mean, it's super DIY, but it's like I said, it's a punk cab that I got for free, not putting a ton of effort into it, but either way, it's gonna be solid. It's gonna work. So I went ahead and Gorilla Glued this, took all the excess nails out, cut them all, and then put these corner braces on here. I'm not sure why it's like, it's bowing. It's completely warped. It's either the wood or the Tolex, not exactly sure, but either way, the combination of the two is creating a lot of pressure, causing it to bow. But either way, I was able to stretch it enough. It took a total huge amount of effort, but either way, I was able to get at least this corner, you know, somewhat together. I mean, I'm still gonna have to fill in the spaces probably with some caulking. That's probably what I'm gonna have to do, and then make sure it's solid. But either way, that'll be 100% repaired. You know, anything else is gonna be repaired probably with caulking or anything like that, slightly modified. But these corner braces for sure came in clutch. That is the saving grace. This is the only way I was able to do this. Luckily, you know, even with the wood splitting a little bit, because it's so old and brittle. I mean, this is 80s wood we're talking about. It's such a pain. And I did not want to try to fabricate a new one or get a new roll of Tolex to put over the front. So either way, it's gonna work. And right now it's flat. Everything is gluing up pretty well, it seems. We'll add some more just to, you know, make sure that it's completely filled in and solid. But either way, so far, so good. After this, we're gonna be painting this grill cloth cover and then the aluminum sides. All right, guys, I'm just measuring the speakers really quick before I install them. As you can see, these are odd 3-ohm speakers. They're, as I said, NOS Eminence. You can kind of see the Eminence information there. I believe these are from 2000, I want to say. And yeah, you can see they're testing right between 2 and 3 ohms, which is typical. So that's totally fine. These are going to be wired in a 4-ohm situation. It's going to be probably about 5+ ohms when they're wired together. But I mean, they're beautiful speakers. They remind me of the Ampeg SVT 215 that I have, and those are incredible speakers. I mean, that's definitely the loudest and the most clear and wonderful bass cab that I've ever played through, and it's my favorite bass cab that I've ever played through. So I'm hoping that these are just like that. These handle 450 watts each. So let's go ahead and install them and see what's going on. All right, we got one wired up, got half the jack wired up, and it's looking good. Let's keep going. All right, there it is, all wired up, ready to go. I mean, say what you want, but this cab looks pretty sick for a cab that was free, was painted with some spray paint, wired up with some NOS cabs. I mean, it looks excellent. Those speakers just look great inside. And then look at that port, it's looking good. All right, I have my camera oriented to the multimeter. We are going to test the impedance of the cab. And all right, perfect. That is exactly what we expected and wanted, between 5 and 6 ohms. So that means this cab, I'm just gonna label it as a 4-ohm cab, and it's gonna be perfect for 4-ohm situations. I'm excited to try this cab. It looks really cool, and it wired up perfectly. I love the port, and it's gonna sound great. There it is. I mean, compared to how it looked, this cab's almost perfect. I mean, of course, you know, when you get up close, there's a lot of imperfections, but like I said, it is a DIY bass cab, nice new switchcraft jack. But I mean, this thing is ready for the stage. It's ready to destroy. 900 watts, just slamming power. All right, guys, excuse the fan, but this is the cab all set up. All right, we got my Mesa Fathom 600 watt bass head, Peavey 215 450 watt speakers, 900 watt total. My 70s Ripper, my pedal board here. We're about to do the sound test. Poppy Mel.